The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, three friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Happy Halodays, everyone!
Shut up.
Welcome to the library. We usually talk about Halo lore on this show, but last week we didn't do that. But the week before we did that, so you should go check out that episode if that's what you're here for. If you're not and you're just here for the Christmas season, which, by the way, Christmas has been gone by the time this episode goes up, but I hope you guys had fun. Here, guys, look into the future for me. We're recording this right after we finish the Halo follower episode. Look into the future for me. Did you guys have a good Christmas?
I hope.
I did. I had a great Christmas.
That's good.
Mine
That's
was pretty good.
I got a pony. And I got a yacht.
good. A yak.
A yacht. And I got Connor's car.
Huh?
Yeah.
I guess I lost my car.
No, you died.
Oh no!
That's what you left me in the will.
Whoa! Nice. Thank you, Connor.
My 03 Impala.
Yeah. I don't really need it though. I sold it. Sorry.
Out of disrespect.
I guess I got killed.
I poured some Henny on your grave though for
Thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I had some distasteful food that sent me to an early grave.
No.
No. What was my fate?
Drunk driving.
Oh.
You had too merry of a Christmas.
Someone get this guy a bottle and some car keys. He's God's drunkest driver. Don't drink and drive. We don't condone this in any way.
No, not at all.
It's a bad
Only
idea.
in Minecraft.
I mean, we did talk about how Connor died from it, so I don't think we're condoning it anyway.
But on a serious note, I got a lot of new workout equipment.
Hey, good job. I don't think I got a whole lot. I think for the most part, I was just stuck watching children for most of the day. So, that was a rough day.
Oh, I got the workout equipment too in the will. I thought it was very passive aggressive of you.
Oh gosh.
Shane, what'd you get?
Well, from my father and my stepmom, they gave me money towards my tattoo. My mom and my stepdad also gave me money towards my tattoo. And then I got some cologne and a watch. And that's about it.
Cool.
What are you watching?
Apparently you fucking crashing and burning.
Gentlemen, I've gathered you here today for a very special occasion. We're talking about Christmas. The family.
I like special occasions.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Yo, can I get a flute solo?
I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, this has been Library
Now this
Radio.
is silent.
You see,
What's your favorite Christmas carol, everybody?
my favorite Christmas carol?
Tell me.
Carol of the Bells. Easy.
That's a good one.
Hark, hear the bells, sweet singer bell. Okay.
You?
I think the song is like named like Blues Christmas or something like that.
Blue.
And I'm having
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I am a little I like Silent Night.
That was my old favorite.
I like Silent
I love
Night.
that.
Silent Night.
Mine is Oh Holy Night. When dude falls to his knees and you're just like, fall on your knees. Like I feel
I feel something.
I feel something.
Feel that.
Have you seen the Trans-Siberian Orchestra perform that song?
I want
Oh,
to
Holy
see
Night?
that.
They go nuts.
No, I
The
haven't.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is nuts, and I want to see them live in the worst way possible.
So here's a fun thing. They actually made like an orchestral movie. They have a DVD you could get of a full performance that they did that's interspliced with a story that's happening during the song.
Do they just do Christmas?
It sure seems like it, doesn't it? I mean, it makes sense. Trans-Siberian. I mean, it's snowy.
It's snowy.
So we were talking about family.
Family.
Big Mac.
And somehow relating it to Halo.
Well, the thing is, Christmas and Halo go hand in hand in a lot of ways. No, it doesn't.
Tell me, everyone tell me some Halo things you got for Christmas in the past.
That's my point. Is I straight up don't want to talk about lore right now. I just want to talk about what Halo Christmas memories do we have?
The first Halo I ever got for Christmas was Halo 4.
My first game, I mean, my first Halo game I ever got was a Christmas present.
3.
Yes.
Okay.
Along with my.
I was a PlayStation person, so I never owned a Halo until I got Halo Reach. Probably I got that. That was the first game I got for my 360 was Halo Reach.
Cool.
My Christmas memory is going to have to be Halo 4 at my grandma's, playing as much as I could until we had to leave.
I love that.
Most recently, I got the Infinite Steelbook. I didn't have the heart to tell my mom what Game Pass was and that I already had it. But it was really cool that she got the Steelbook, so I still had something collectible.
Yeah.
But I was like, thank you. I mean, I didn't have the heart to tell Santa. Sorry.
Yeah, Santa.
Not my mom.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, you could still have the heart to tell her because maybe she got you that gift. You could still get gifts.
Well, the thing is, I still wanted it.
Yeah, but
I still wanted it.
my
So
point
I
is-
wasn't going to be like, oh, I have the game already
But no, my point
in
is,
this weird way.
I got gifts from
in a
both my
subscription
parents and
service.
Santa growing up. I got gifts from both.
I never had that. It was always all Santa.
Man, Santa loved you, I guess.
Like I said, the logic.
And your parents hated you, I
No,
guess.
the logic of Santa is weird because, like, if kids just take 5 minutes to talk to each other about how their Christmas morning goes, it blows the logic away. The already terrible, goofy logic. I mean, Santa's completely real, but you know.
Yeah, that's besides.
It's magic, dude.
But like some kids get half from their parents and half from Santa. Some kids get only from Santa. Some kids just get raised not thinking Santa's real at all because the parents don't want to do the work.
That one's just, here's the thing. All I'm hearing is parent hatred. If Santa is the only one getting you gifts, your parents hate you.
Oh no.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the logic.
My parents love me.
But do you see what I'm saying? My parents got me gifts. Your parents didn't get you gifts because Santa's already
Well,
taken
my
care
parents
of it.
pretended that Santa gave them gifts too.
No, listen. Just imagine this. Just imagine. If you're a parent and there's Santa coming down the chimney to drop you off gifts, and you're just like, well, then I don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
No,
That's the whole idea.
I would still give gifts for my kids.
Yes, but
In fact, don't parents have direct communication with Santa? That's part of the whole thing.
yes, but the fun part is like when you grow up, you realize how much your folks did for you because they were Santa all
Why'd you have to
along.
throw so much emotion into your voice just then?
Because I feel strongly about how I was raised in relationship to Santa Claus and my parents just pretending that Santa was real along with me and that Santa got them these gifts and they're thanking Santa even though they bought each other their gifts. Like
No,
that's meaningful. Like some people are like, how could you lie to your kids like that?
I
Like,
can't vibe with it. No,
Like-
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I was like,
no.
what? That was a change of tune. I was like,
whoa.
like, I'm like, I don't care that my parents lied to me. Like it made my childhood feel magical.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, like my parents, they would go with the whole Santa thing. They would do all sorts of stuff. My grandfather called me one time and dressed up as Santa and stuff. And he was just Santa Claus, and I got to meet Santa Claus, and that was great because he was just hanging out with my family. He just stopped by for a bit to eat some cookies and stuff.
And Santa was always at the mall for me.
But then my
used
uncle
to-
ruined it.
Sorry.
My uncle ruined it.
Oh, what'd he do?
My uncle was always the worst about this stuff. He was just like, man, I'll never lie to you. You know that I'm not like your mommy. I'm not going to lie to you. Santa's not real, homie. And I'm like, 9-year-old me.
I have a great story about how this was ruined for my older brother.
Okay.
I've heard this story.
You've heard
I've
it.
not heard this story.
It is a great
Do tell.
buckle in. Okay.
I'm ready. I don't have a seatbelt, but it's fine.
my older brother is roughly a year and a half, almost 2 years older.
That's a
than me.
great story.
The end. Okay, no, but on a real note. All right, so my older brother lived in Akron, and for the holidays, my dad would go pick him up from, his mom's house and bring him over for, to open Christmas presents in the morning. My dad goes to leave, and like my two younger brothers, we see all the gifts from Santa under the tree. And then my dad is like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go pick up my your brother. I'll be back in like 30 minutes." 30 minutes go by. My older brother comes in the front door with tears in his eyes, and he runs up to his room. And he's like hiding his face from my dad. And I'm like, "What in the blue is wrong with him?" And I go upstairs and talk to him. I'm like, "Hey, bro, like, did you get coal or something? What's going on?" I'm like, "F going on? Why are you crying, bro?" And then
Isn't it weird that no one ever knew a kid who got coal?
that's when things started to click for me.
Yeah.
But irrelevant. I mean, not irrelevant, but off topic. But then anyway, he started started grinning. He's like, "Okay." He's like, I gotta be prepared to go downstairs and open gifts from Santa. He's like, Dad had a talk with me. He's like, "I'll tell you a little bit when you're older," because he didn't want to ruin it for me. So maybe like 3 years go by, and I already kind of like outgrew the whole Santa thing. And I asked him about it on a Christmas when I was probably about 12, 13. I asked him what the hell actually happened? Because I kind of just put it in the back of my mind. But he's like, "Oh yeah, when Dad came and got me, my older brother at the time was probably about 9, so like he was still kind of like hanging on to a little bit of hope, but like not quite, like kind of like okay, this doesn't really make sense." But my dad grabbed him, and like apparently on the ride home, my dad looked at Mark and was like, "You got to keep the whole Santa thing up for your brothers." And Mark's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, don't spoil it for them. Make sure you still tell them Santa's real, even though he's not." And my brother was still like convinced that he was real. Like when he's like, "Yeah." He's like, I don't worry, Dad, I will.
Oh, that is straight pain.
So that my dad kind of broke it off with my older brother prematurely. And that's kind of like how he found out. Yes. I kind of like just figured it out on my own.
Yeah.
Like it just like it became very like, oh, go to bed. Like I started to have my doubts like around 9 or 10. And like my mom and dad were like, "Oh, make sure you go to bed so Santa can come." And like they'd close our bedroom door, turn our lights off. And there was a night where I like kind of like cracked my door open and saw my mom and my dad bringing presents down from their room. I'm like, okay, like this is starting to make sense now. Like I understand. I look over at Chayton, though he's like fast asleep. I'm like, do I want to wake him up so he can see this shit? And then because I'm like having a crisis at the age of not like 9 or 10. But yeah, I'm like but yeah, I let Chayton figure it out on his own. And vice versa with Brendan. But yeah, that's how my older brother found out. And it was very like I can't imagine what I would have done if that's how I found out. I would have been very upset.
Well, yeah, that's what they tell you. When did the government reach out to you guys about keeping the keeping the secret of Santa?
What?
Well, when you turn into an adult, they reveal to you that Santa actually is a thing, and they ask you to keep secrets so that the children are entertained.
Oh, yesterday.
Just yesterday?
Yeah, it took a while.
What sort of process? What happened to you? You're older than me.
I'm a bit immature.
Yeah.
My letter still hasn't came.
Oh man.
Oh, Connor.
Because lost in the North Pole.
That's the thing. Like, so I've been with the program for a little while now. I know for a fact whenever when I hear about that whole thing that you just brought up, a lot of kids bring this one up. The whole like parents bringing their presents down from the top.
Are you covering for the possible 9-year-old listening to our show? You can cut this out if that's what you're doing.
No.
He still exists. Trust me, 9-year-olds in our younger audience out there.
I thought that letter was forged. I didn't sign it.
You didn't sign
No, I didn't sign it.
Dude, what? It literally had a picture of like where Santa really is operating. It had the Canadian flag on it.
Oh, yeah. Baghdad.
What? I guess the least suspicious place. I didn't know about that one. But no, like the parents get supplied the presents from Santa's workshop. Santa can't fly around the entire planet.
Yeah, he can.
You didn't even sign the document. You didn't even get the document yet. You don't know anything
I
about it.
saw him do it.
Yeah, sure, buddy. I heard those sleigh bells. On a real note, my parents would go outside the house sometimes and like do some sleigh bells.
That's awesome. That's
my dad also. He one Christmas morning, he's like, I set up a camera to see if we caught Santa, but we know how he does it. And here's what he literally did. The video's playing. There's no presents under the tree. There's presents under the tree.
That's awesome.
He simply just paused the recording and then resumed it.
That's funny.
And we were like, oh my God, now it makes sense. He's insane. He just flies over and poof.
So wait, how did you find out then? Did you bring that
I
up?
found the Wii.
The what? Okay, hold on a second. There's no context for what you just said.
How'd I find out Santa's
Yes.
not real?
Yeah.
I found the Wii.
Expand.
I went into here's what happened. My brother goes,
I'm so confused.
my brother goes, James, come here. And I follow him into my parents' closet. And he like moves some clothes aside and there's a Nintendo Wii in there. And we're like, why is there a Wii in here? What? We really wanted a Nintendo Wii. We were so tempted just to take it.
Yeah.
And then we got it for Christmas.
From Santa.
And I was like, okay, well, I asked my mom, I was like, I saw the Wii earlier. And she was like, well, that one was from us. And that was the first time that ever happened. And then the next year I was like, why is this wrapping paper the same wrapping paper that I had for Christmas last year? When like I found it in their closet because I needed wrapping paper for something. I don't know why. It was like terrible 9-year-old wrapping some present for like that I like made in school or something. Yeah. And my mom's like, here you go. And I was like, this is my wrapping paper that Santa gave me last year. And my mom was like, and then
can't pull one over your eyes, kid.
She couldn't. She was like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. I kind of figured. Like I think I was still in denial. I was still like in that whole year after the Wii, I was just kind of in a denial where I'm like, no. Yeah, that was the present from the rest were from Santa. Like
how many kids were trying their best to convince you that Santa wasn't real?
I was one of the first.
Really?
Yeah. And I do have a story.
Go for it.
It's a little sad because it's a little mourning for some middle school bullying.
Oh no.
I partook. Okay. I was in my French class in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And we got a Yule log.
Wild.
That's not relevant to the story. It was just like a casual day where all we were doing is eating the Yule log. It's a delicious French cake thing that they do for Christmas. Okay.
The Yuletide log.
And our French teacher says, you guys got to make sure you go to bed early for Santa if you still believe in that.
Uh-oh.
Everyone else laughed because we're like, ha ha ha, we're smart. We're 11. We know Santa's not real, except this one kid.
That
he just
me.
like stands up and he's like, Santa is real. Stop telling me he's not real. Like starts having a freak out and we're all just like laughing like Santa's not real. Santa's not real. And he's like, my mom told me so. And we're like, your mom lied. Yeah. And he's like literally, he stands up, he starts like running, he's like crying in like the corner, and like the teacher's like, oh, it's okay, Santa's real, like trying to salvage it. And like
there's no salvaging from that.
No.
He's like wiping tears and we're all like still not taking it seriously. We're all still like, middle schoolers are brutal. Okay.
100%.
Very.
If you were in middle school, which you all were, I'm sure you can think on something you did or partook in and go, that was vile.
Thankfully, I was already in homeschool.
Connor's laughing because he probably has like 7 of those, and he probably has 7's an understatement, probably like 70. And he doesn't regret a single one, does he?
No, but there's some stories that were very justifiable. Some people swinging on people that shouldn't have been swung on, and I came in as judge and executioner. And I had to do some damage.
Connor was the resident big kid who would just either end a fight, start the fight, no matter what, he was winning the fight.
Connor was the Scott Farkas of our area.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I didn't have that. I had.
Nah, he wasn't quite a Scott Farkas.
No,
He's not. He wasn't. I wouldn't call Connor a bully.
No.
I wouldn't. Why do you look offended?
No. I had
bully
to,
through and through.
No, I had to think.
Listen, there's a difference between you bullied someone a little bit because it's rampant in middle school and being a bully. Like that's your whole thing.
There was one.
Giving him too much credit.
There was.
I'm trying. Okay, I love Connor. Okay, I want to make sure he knows I value him and I forgive him for his past sins.
I didn't do anything to you.
I know.
Okay.
Did you do anything to me?
No, I thought you were cool.
I mean your
Okay.
past. Your past sins that others may judge you for.
No, I did get a chance to apologize to said person. So that was fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering what that strange sound was that you just heard, we went on such a massive tangent that I had to go back and fix everything. So now time has reset itself, and our conversations never happened.
Yeah. You guys ask a lot of questions and we answer a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Is that a good segue?
Well, we're not even like halfway done with the show. Like not even a little bit.
Yeah, that was a long.
Well, I thought this. How
need
long of actual episode did we get?
It was like probably like 15 minutes. No, 10.
I was gonna say like
We got
8.
like 50 minutes.
You got like 10 minutes of episode and then 25 of just tangents that I had to undo.
Okay, well, we will answer them a little bit later.
Now, the thing that I wanted to talk about that was actually Halo related, on this Halo podcast here, is what does Christmas look like in the future like that? Does Santa travel from planet to planet? Is he now souped up like that?
Maybe
Can Santa go to slip space? Is it called Santa space?
Santa space. I think so.
Really?
Yes.
Like, you think
Yes.
that's what they would tell their kids?
Yes.
Because you got to think. No,
Aurora Santialis.
this is the what? Oh my gosh. That's the thing you gotta put it in perspective of. If you're a parent in that future, you know what? I'm gonna take it back to real world. How long are you guys planning on maintaining? What was this face you just? How long are you planning on maintaining the Santa fantasy for your children?
One day.
Yeah. Anyone have any like anticipated?
I would cut
plans?
it off at 10.
I cut it off at 10.
I'd say 10.
10 is a
pretty
hell.
good.
Here's the thing: the way society is going, and the way kids think and behave, and social media and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Granted, I'm going to try to keep my kids away from that shit as much as I can. I think it's inevitable. They probably, especially if they go to like public school, they're probably going to find out sooner rather than later. But I'm going to try to keep it up until they are 10.
Yeah.
Or until they say, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, they're like, God, I'll be so disappointed if they come home from like third grade one day and I like try to keep the like Santa charade up, and they're like, "I'm not 4." I'll be so devastated.
What if they hit you with "We've known for years"?
I'll literally load their stockings.
They're
up
keeping
with
the myth up
coal.
for you.
Yes, I was gonna.
At
say
that
I
point.
hate that.
So I would put their. I would put. Oh God.
Put coal in their stockings.
I'd put coal in their stockings. And like, I would literally go out of my way to just like, oh God, I don't know. When I was a kid, my family used to put my mom and my dad would say that reindeer like sugar water. So they would go buy a big thing of sugar. They'd get a bucket.
Yeah.
In my old house in Akron, there was a way to like, they could wedge like a water bucket onto my roof.
Cool.
And they had reindeer hoof print cookie cutters. So if it was a white Christmas, they would go up there and put like those reindeer.
That's awesome.
Yes, they would go very far. They put sugar water, like they'd fill the entire bucket full of sugar water. And like obviously when I went to bed, I'm sure they'd probably just like dump half of it out
Yeah.
or something like that. And then they would put like the reindeer hoof cookie cutters on the roof where there's snow. So like they could be like, look, he landed on the roof. Looking back on it, made absolutely no sense because my roof was like, it wasn't flat. There's no possible way. They're like, oh, he's magic. He just landed sideways and stayed. I'm like, how in the blue? It's just like that. Stop it.
Sorry, that was triple.
But yeah, that's what they would like. And then, and then obviously we'd make cookies the night before and milk. The rule was drink half the milk and eat 2.5 cookies. Eat 2 of them. Eat 2 of the full ones. My mom and my dad would obviously have 1 cookie each, and then my dad would like take a bite of the other ones to make it look like he didn't want any more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I mean they went pretty hard with like trying to find out. The one thing that they kind of like shit the bed with was the chimney. Like Santa gets in through the chimney, and this is where I started to kind of get creeped out. I'm like, we don't have a fireplace or a chimney, and I'm like, how does he get in? And I remember very vividly, like as a child, they were like, he can just, magic, he can just teleport in. And I'm like,
I would have pointed towards the first hole going into the house, like a vent or something.
Well, here's the thing. And they were like, well, he can just, my dad gave me like, spun a quick yarn. He was like, he can tell if like the houses that have, that are on the nice list, like with kids that are on the nice list, like he'd go up to if they didn't have a chimney, he'd go to the front door creepy as hell looking back on it. Mm-hmm. But he's like, if he could detect you were nice, he could teleport inside and, he could just go in and just teleport right back out. I'm like, okay. And then there was a point where my mom put like glitter and sparkles on the floor in the living room by the tree, like by the front door leading to the tree. And then my dad would track snow in from the front door to they did a damn good job. But just like as I got older, they kind of like stopped like trying as much, and they were like more in it for which I mean, I get, like I said, fair enough. But like they went to good extremes to make sure. It gave me some good ideas for when I have kids, because I'm going to try to keep it up as long as I can. But 10 years old, I don't want my children to get freaking bullied. So
Okay. I did something.
We did something.
I thought about the fact that Santa allegedly eats the cookies at every house he goes to.
Allegedly.
Not all of them.
I looked it up. Approximately 2 billion people in the world celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
I did kind of an average of 4 people per household, just as a baseline.
Yep.
Sure.
And so I divided it to see how many households celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
So I assumed, might not be true, that in like a Santa's real world, that many households left cookies out. I assumed 3 cookies.
Okay.
As the usual that Santa would eat.
Okay.
Then I looked up the calories of an average sugar cookie.
I see where you're going with this.
Santa consumes 169,500,000,000 calories on Christmas Eve.
Bulking.
Wait, say that number again. I got some other things I want to do.
169,500,000,000.
69.
Nice.
So 1695 and then 8 zeros.
Excellent. So while he's doing that math,
That's not even counting the milk.
that's not even counting the milk. Like I said, bulking. But with the chimney thing, the explanation that I was given was that if Santa needs a chimney, he'll just make the chimney.
That is
magic.
wild.
and what's funny, you want to know why they went with that? There's a Christmas movie. I don't remember what it is, but there's a Christmas movie where Santa does that. Like this house doesn't have a chimney. The kid's concerned about it. A chimney just fucking appears.
I guess that. I mean, that's probably. I mean,
I was told the magic key. I was told you had a magic key that would work on any door.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Santa would show me the key when I was
that's the easiest write off for parents is magic. And I'm like,
That's the ultimate cop out.
No, what? Here's the thing. This is where they really got me, and I was sold. They were like, here's the thing. I doubted everything they were telling me about Santa getting in without a chimney, but flying reindeer, God damn it, I believe that. So they were like, how do you believe in flying reindeer, but not that he can like teleport and is magic? I'm like, holy shit. You're right.
I love how kid brain doesn't go, oh, wow, yeah, flying reindeer are also dumb. It's just like, oh, yeah.
No, exactly.
Of course he has the flying reindeer.
Exactly. I
can do
I
anything.
was sold. I was so sold on the flying reindeer.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
That everything, like when they brought that, I'm like, I'm an idiot. Like everything they're telling me is straight up. They're spitting facts to me right now. Like it makes so much sense.
Do you think the reindeer were actually given magic feed corn to make them fly?
I was told it was the sugar water.
I was told it was magic feed corn because I was in Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The old,
I don't know. They got the sugar water idea from somewhere.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I just was like, they fly. Personally.
They just fly.
I was on the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer train where they just kind of were like, woohoo, and flew.
Were you guys also upset and like genuinely angry all the times that you would see the reindeer without Rudolph there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, where's my friend? Where is he?
Where's Rudolph?
He's real. Okay. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna see the little red nose up there. I'm gonna be like, that's my homeboy.
It's just a passing 747.
I weirdly was like, Comet's my favorite. I was one of those kids.
You had a favorite reindeer?
I thought his name was cool.
Vixen though.
And Dasher.
Dasher's dumb.
Vixen's a weird one because that has like a kind of like that word.
Yeah,
That word has a connotation these days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the reindeer gotta have more reindeer at some point. So
Go
whenever
upstairs. You're done.
So when you guys tell your children about Santa, are you also going to clue them in on the fantasies of things like Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy and all that? You're gonna play around with all of it.
Yes.
You're gonna have.
You have to. You have to.
What I call the childhood cinematic universe.
The CCU. Yeah. I mean, yes, you have to. Like.
It's too much fun.
Yeah. You can't.
Because if you don't do the other ones,
it starts to contradict. it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You like, oh, the Easter Bunny's not real, but then it's like, oh, what?
There's this horror movie. It's
Wait, Connor's got the math.
It's called.
All right.
Oh no,
I've got
Connor
the-
was cooking this whole time.
I've got the math for the cookies.
okay.
For calories, that would be 38 trillion calories
For what?
for the cookies. For all the cookies for each household. and
No,
whatnot.
that was the calories that I did.
Oh, I did the what was the first number you gave me?
That was the
That was the
calories.
calories.
Sorry, Connor.
I based that. I thought that was the cookie number.
No, I did the cookie number times the calories of an average sugar cookie.
But still, how obscene is that number?
But I said that number and still said 3 per household, and it gave me 38 trillion calories, 5 billion grams of protein,
oh my gosh, well, that's good.
2.5 billion grams of fat, and 7.7 billion grams of sugar.
That still means that there's billions of
Okay,
grams of fat.
now we'll take the calorie number, and we'll do the caloric deficit to see how much weight Santa should gain on Christmas, even though he would die realistically.
So that first number that he gave you is the calories. Give
He's
us
magic, doesn't matter.
how dead is Santa?
Okay, as I was saying, there's this horror movie. It's called Halodays. It's an anthology. So it's a bunch of shorts stitched together, and they're all holiday themed.
Yes.
And the Easter one is the most cursed, horrifying shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So the Easter Bunny, like this little girl's so excited to see the Easter Bunny, so she stays up trying to see the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunny is this gross, fucking humanoid version of Jesus
What?
with the thorn crown.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just like, hush, child. Like, it's so scary.
We're gonna have to watch this. We're gonna have to watch this.
So it's Jesus' body with a bunny head, basically.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard.
Connor, you got a number?
Trying.
Okay.
But I wanted to bring up one of my favorite Christmas meme clips.
Okay.
Santa's coming through the house. Little kid peeks around the corner, sees Santa. No witnesses.
That one is pretty. That's Tom Scott that made that. He's hilarious.
I also want everyone to know that in holidays, for some reason, you want to know what the worst one is? Halloween.
That sounds like the easiest one.
It has the worst one.
It's something with a pumpkin, isn't it?
For some reason, what's the guy Harley from that old YouTuber?
Huh?
What?
Old YouTuber did the food YouTube. What was it called? What was that YouTube channel called?
That was Epic Mealtime.
Epic Mealtime. He was for some reason playing this douchebag character that was like cheating on his girlfriend and stuff, and I don't remember. It was just really bad.
Bacon, more bacon, and bacon strips. That channel was awesome.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about Christmas, and then we didn't.
Merry Christmas.
And then we're back on
Merry
Christmas.
Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler. Okay, so Christmas is still come and gone. So this is mostly just talking about. Still, in my opinion, I'm trying to. That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Hey, I gotta stop. You can't go behind me. So here. Oh.
I'm sorry, everybody.
There's something wild going on in front of me, ladies and gentlemen. Our setup is not ideal.
I'm sorry.
So. Yeah, that's gonna happen when we come back.
Somehow the number I pulled was 454 pounds.
That was just 400. I mean, that's a lot of pounds from just.
That
That's
does
a
not make
lot
sense.
of. That's for all those cookies.
I put a big number in.
I mean, honestly, you consider the
454
size of the
is-
cookies like that. I mean, that doesn't. That's a lot. That's a lot of cookies to gain that much weight.
That's still a lot of cookies. You probably die from eating the cookies first.
I mean, yeah, but he's magic.
True.
He doesn't
never
die.
gains weight.
His metabolism must be insane.
I forget what movie it was, but there was a depiction where Santa was shredded. I don't know why.
Oh,
There was a movie where he's shredded.
That depends on which one. If you're talking about the horror movie where Santa is like a vengeful spirit,
I think that's it. I don't know what it's called, but
there was also, I think that there was also what was it? I think it was Rise of the Guardians. I think it was where Santa is a Russian.
Oh, yeah, and there was Jack Frost,
Jack
right?
Frost.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it. No, that's it.
That's a really good
that's
movie.
it. That's a good movie.
I love
that's
that
a good
movie.
movie. Yes.
Jack, that whole thing was great, and it made me aware of Jack Frost better than Santa Claus 3. Gosh, I hated that movie.
I totally forgot about the Santa Claus movies.
I can't. Santa Claus 2 is still my favorite. But so all right, with us still talking about Christmas because I'm trying my best to actually talk about it because it hasn't happened yet. So I'm trying my best to emulate my emotions of being in Christmas. It's not going very well.
Any meals that you're looking forward to? Any Christmas dinners?
time. I don't know. I eat the same thing that we eat for Thanksgiving.
Christmas is I was gonna say Christmas is Thanksgiving too.
Just without the turkey.
No, we do turkey.
You have turkey too.
Oh,
What's the point of Thanksgiving?
Huh? Get fat. I don't know. We do turkey, ham, cornbread, potatoes. We don't do stuffing on Christmas, but we have before. But we usually make a turkey and
I love cornbread.
no cornbread is very.
Here's
good.
the thing. My family is poor. We usually eat Chinese food for Christmas.
What is this? A Christmas story?
They get duck on Christmas.
About what we eat for Christmas?
Yeah, as our final
I
topic.
basically just said it's Thanksgiving 2.0.
Prime rib.
That's not bad.
Wow.
I've had brisket before.
Yeah, but-
We have
So-
2 prime ribs. We have
I'll say we've been doing brisket in the past few years.
2 prime ribs. My dad started making prime rib. We used to do ham, but he started doing it on Christmas Eve, and it is the most bonfire amazing prime rib on the planet. And then
Okay,
we
give
go to
me
my
some.
aunt's the next day.
Okay, give me some.
It is expensive. We only get enough for all of us. Then
Guys
we
do French onion.
no,
What? Really?
no. We already did.
I figured that'd be.
We do
a
have
hit.
some right now.
I'm coming over.
Then we go to my aunt's house for Christmas Day, and they overcook it every year, and it's not as good.
So your dad,
Which I think is the reason my dad started doing it on Christmas Eve because he's like,
someone's got to
goddamn prime rib.
say my.
It's not bad. Let me make that clear. I don't want to put disrespect on my aunt's name. It's not bad. It's just my dad's is like actual heaven.
All right. Well, with Christmas all said and done, hopefully you guys had a great time with your Christmases. Talking to
I'm ready
both
for summer.
you guys and the audience.
Do we
I'm
want to
not.
discuss New Year's plans at all?
I mean, what do you
Maybe,
have?
maybe
any
not.
Do you have any plans for New Year's?
Not really, no.
Moving on.
I was wondering if you guys
Moving.
did.
I mean, we're gonna have I guess Never mind. Just moving on.
Yeah,
We
moving
talk
on.
about New
We're going
Year's.
to answer 10 questions.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a good time here.
I'm ready.
We have fun here on the show. ODST Evan asks, what is your best childhood memory of either watching or playing Halo? We'll go clockwise. So you're first, Shane.
Watching or playing Halo?
Watching or playing?
I vividly remember to this day. I mean, I've talked about this on the show before. We've talked about our first Halo experiences several times. My favorite, and just because it's my first Halo experience, it was a simpler time in my life. I went across the street. It was just after Halo 3 launched. It was like a few days after. I went to my friend's basement and I went down. He's playing this wild futuristic shooter. I was a PlayStation kid at the time. You know, I played, PlayStation exclusive. I like Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. Maybe those games.
Ratchet and Clank is fire.
No, the PlayStation.
Okay.
I'm not doubting Ratchet
Those
and Clank.
games were great.
I have no beef with PlayStation.
And Sly Cooper is fire.
Sly Cooper is great. Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter is also great.
Jack and Daxter is fire. They just got a remaster.
Yes, they did. I want to get a PlayStation. But anyway, I went to the basement because that's where we usually hang out. And he was playing, and Halo 3's graphics were ahead of its time. So I was like shitting bricks. I'm like, what are you playing? And he handed me a controller. He's like, bro, you got it. My very first Halo mission.
Take a hit of this shit.
Basically, and my life was never the same. My very first weapon I ever used in Halo, my very first mission was the Ark. That's the mission he was on. He was on the Ark. He gave me a controller. I joined. I was the Arbiter. And my first gun was the beam rifle. The very first thing I ever used in Halo, the Halo 3 beam rifle. And it was, I shot a jackal. That was like, I shot a sniper jackal. That was my first kill. And that's probably my favorite memory because it is my first memory of Halo. And I don't think it's ever going to leave my brain, no matter how old I get. Just because, I mean, considering I play Halo 3, like, relatively often for whether it be streams or any other reason, like doing challenges with Austin or something like that, I always found my way back into Halo 3.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. So mine, Halo 3.
Childhood.
Had a friend of mine who lived down the street from me.
It's always that friend down the street.
Yep. And moving on, we're sitting there playing. It was me, him, and his cousin. It was I can't remember the name of the map, but it was the map with the big wheel on it.
Zanzibar or Last Resort.
I think it was Last Resort. Anywho, that map, we're just playing against each other, just doing customs against each other. And I remember, I think the song is We Made You by Eminem. I remember that was playing, and I was sitting there walking with the chain gun, just mowing them down. And to this day, I always pick up the chain gun because of that. Anytime I see a chain gun, I'm like, I gotta relive that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing to build on that.
James, best childhood memory from Halo?
Childhood memory?
From playing or watching?
Well, for me, it would have to be going over to Shane's house, and we would split screen. We would do two things when we were over there. Whether it was just me and Shane or Shane and his brother, whoever, we would either split screen our probably terrible Minecraft worlds on Xbox 360 edition, or we'd get on Halo Reach, go into the hangar, build bases, and kill each other.
That's it. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. And just like literally, it would take us all like 2-3 hours just to build the bases and put our spawns, do our little armories. Some people would make bases that literally you could not get into, like, and you could barely get out of. It was so fun just to see if you could think your way to winning because your base was just that good. And it was always fun when someone would just try and make it look cool, and it was the worst base ever.
Yeah.
And some of those are just my best memories of all time. And I've still like tried to do that every once in a while. Just be like, let's make some bases on Halo 3 or Halo Reach. I mean, Halo 3 was hard to build bases on.
Yes.
If you weren't like ingenuitive with
And
the
knew
forge.
how to do like glitches to make them not move when you placed objects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I was about to say is basically my second favorite memory was at Shane's house. I think we probably were up till like 5 o'clock in the morning. We just would spawn vehicles in that hangar and would have people standing in the hangar with rocket launchers. We just fly straight at the people with the rocket launchers, and
I am the gateway.
we just sat there and killed each other for like 5 hours straight. I think we got off at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Was what it felt like.
I think my favorite is going to have to be the conglomeration of every single day spent making some form of machinima, especially the early stuff after the funtages, James.
Those are some
ones.
good memories.
Yeah,
Good memories. I love the funtages.
I'm glad that those other machinimas
They're gone.
are gone.
They're buried. No
can't-
one will ever see
They're
them.
not even buried. They're just gone. I can't find them anywhere.
Ah, good.
I do have 2 that were made with other childhood friends that exist. And they're funny as well. But yeah, the many days spent doing that, because those were always entertaining. Slowly learning filmmaking on accident by doing machinima was funny. Lactating Gator asks, what other games or series do you guys enjoy besides Halo?
I asked this in the Discord like a day ago. He just ripped that question from me.
To be fair, he asked that on November 29th.
Ah, okay. Well,
So you're
Mister, I am so sorry. Alrighty. We just want to go. I mean, you want to start? You want me to start?
We're going to go with the top 3, starting with you.
So other than Halo,
Yep. Series or games?
I mean, I've always played COD, even though it's in kind of a weird state. You know, I've always played COD. That's probably not going to change. Right now, I'm big on Hell Let Loose, and I've also found a long lost love in Rainbow Six as of recently.
Good.
Those are my big. I rotate between Halo, COD, Hell Let Loose, and yeah.
I have to say my biggest games right now are definitely COD, Siege, and then it's kind of a tie between Forza Horizon 5 and For Honor for the last one.
Dope. It's cheating, but it's okay.
I'm gonna kind of reach into like my identity
reach.
here by like just kind of going back. My answers are not that different, but right now, when I think of like the games that shaped my life, I have to put Battlefield 4 on that list.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 is probably still the most hours I've had in a game.
Well, didn't he say
Same.
like what games are we into right now, or what was the question?
What other games or series do you guys enjoy besides Halo?
Okay, well then that is a valid answer then.
And I mean, I literally played it yesterday, so
No, I mean I also am. Battlefield 3, 4, and even Bad Company 2 hold a special.
You
place
already
in my heart.
answered.
I'm adding on to this. I'm adding on. It's important.
Can I add on?
love
I'm gonna-
Battlefield.
I'm gonna make the distinction of classic Call of Duty. I still have played most releases up to this point with decent hours, but when I think about like games I love, it's not been one that I've like loved since Black Ops 2. So honestly, I would just go Black Ops 2 and back. Like those games like were really important to me, and I'll say Black Ops 3 is allowed in just because of zombies. I was not a fan of the multiplayer or the campaign personally, but the zombies was so good that it was like, it almost felt like a little reawakening of Call of Duty for me. And I feel kind of basic because this answer was already given twice, but I can't not say Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Honorable mention to Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Speaking on the Battlefield titles, Battlefield 3,
Yeah.
Close Quarters update.
Oh gosh, that was wild. I never got
That-
to play it, but I saw it.
By far the craziest DLC in any game, the most enjoyed DLC of any game I've ever experienced.
I wonder if it's a Ross. the noob.
Yeah.
Oh come on, you found that funny. I think for me, I have to. It's unfortunate because my childhood was so distant from Halo. Not gonna lie.
Well, it's not a childhood question.
It's not, but if we're talking about games that shaped our lives, like favorites of all time.
Well, I went a little deeper. It was just, what other games do you enjoy? Is all he really said.
I have too many is the thing. So I kind of have to do.
Hold it to 3.
I can't. So I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna do? I'm going to loop in Ubisoft. as just one. I will play anything Ubisoft makes, except Far Cry. I don't play Far Cry, but I do. I grew up on Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I've said it multiple times. If Halo didn't exist, I would have done the exact same thing that I'm doing right now, but for Assassin's Creed. Watch Dogs. I don't care for the franchise too much, but it's still a great time. And then Ghost Recon. Fantastic. So aside from that, Star Wars games of any kind, just anything Star Wars, I will play the hell out of it. Force Unleashed changed me as a person fundamentally, and also still impresses me to this day with the systems that it has. And I wish they brought back that ragdoll model. They're never going to be able to bring it back. The funniest thing, one of the most advanced ragdoll models that's ever been made, Euphoria, can't be made because Euphoria is just too complicated of a system and it takes forever to implement. They had it in GTA 4, not in 5.
What system did you play The Force Unleashed on?
360.
I played it on the Wii.
Me too.
Finally.
Do you know there's like a cult following that the Wii version is better?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's because
Maybe not in gameplay, but the story is different, like slightly different.
I've played the Wii version. I got it from the library one time, and I played through the whole thing. I like, first of all, that there's allies that fight alongside you. I like, second of all, that you can force choke by just doing this.
And you can throw your lightsaber.
You can throw your lightsaber.
Yeah, the controls were really awesome too.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, whenever you're in a lightsaber battle, you're sitting there twisting.
You fight.
I remember I got so confused because I wanted to relive it, so I bought it on 360 because I didn't know where my Wii copy was, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll play it on 360. It'll look better." And I was like, "This is completely different."
What's wild is that actually that goes for basically everything. Like 360, PlayStation 3, they're the same. Every other copy of Force Unleashed is completely different. It's completely different.
It's weird. You got 501st clones. They were stormtroopers.
Yeah.
On the first mission on the Wii, which I thought was cool.
Somewhere in the Wii, there was a mission where you go to the Jedi Temple that was destroyed, and you fight a Sith future version of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
I honestly am maybe it's because I grew up with the Wii version and I played the Xbox version a lot later. I personally prefer the Wii version.
I love the Xbox version more just because I just love combo games. Wii doesn't let me do enough combos.
I've only played the Wii version.
The Xbox version is great. Go ahead.
I was going to say the first two Star Wars Battlefronts, the OGs.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Did you give 3 answers? Because I had a thing I wanted to say, but I was
no.
waiting for you to be done.
No, I have one more.
Yeah, sorry for the cutoff.
You're all fine, Connor. It's okay. Syndicate 2012, released by EA.
Oh, yes. Made up game I've never seen.
It is an amazing game. I am 100% believing that when they were making Cyberpunk 2077, they played the hell out of that game and just took a lot of the ideas as inspiration because it is a fantastic game that deserved a sequel, but EA released it in the worst time possible. What were you going to say, James?
I kind of felt like I wanted to do a little shout out. Because I couldn't think of a single game in this, I'm going to call it a genre. Shout out Nintendo. If we're talking about childhood, I was a GameCube owner. I was a Wii owner before I ever touched an Xbox or a PlayStation. So Mario Sunshine, Super Smash Bros, Mario Party, the list goes way too deep. I can't understate how much Nintendo was important to my gaming life.
They are really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on to the next question, I think it's funny that I was basically PC before my 360.
Basically. And now you don't even have a PC. You're working on it though. Next question from the Lactation of Mercy. Who is your favorite prophet and why?
Truth. He's a bullshitter.
Yeah.
I'll share that answer.
Damn it. I mean, I was gonna say it's boring, but I'll say truth too. I mean, last one, he's just a great villain.
He's the most he has the most character. Like he's the only one who's really a fully fleshed out character.
I want to pause because Regret is hilarious.
He is funny.
I
He is
love
really
Regret.
funny.
But the thing is that I like Regret because okay, I played Halo Wars. In Halo Wars,
Okay, I did not play Halo Wars. Let me say that.
regret has a very big part of that, and one of the best parts about it is right there at the beginning, where the humans are about to retake this Forerunner facility that is basically showing a star map on how to get to Forerunner ships that have been left dormant. If the Covenant gets their hands on these Forerunner ships, it will wipe out humanity. They're unbeatable. They can't be destroyed. That's the whole premise of Halo Wars 1. You're stopping them from doing this because they go to a shield world and they have to destroy the shield world to stop them from doing this. And so when they're at this place, Regret is on a hologram talking to the Arbiter at the time. And he's just like, the humans are getting closer. And Regret is like, is something. Set the charges and destroy this place. And he's like, destroy this holy site. Surely you can't be serious. And like, the journey requires sacrifice. And he's just shouting at this guy, just telling him, blow this place up, please. I don't know. I just like Regret being this overly pompous young guy. Because that's what he is. He's the youngest character. If you read Contact Harvest, Regret has a much bigger character there too. And it's basically like the entirety of Contact Harvest, the Covenant side of it, is from the Prophet of Truth's perspective. And the entire time he's just making mental notes about how much he hates these other two guys. And the Prophet of Regret gets the most flack because, Mercy is just an old guy. Regret is this pompous little asshole that won't shut up. So
Fun.
I love it.
Next question.
What weapons, items would you like to have in the Halo universe from other IPs? I think I would have to pick the pistol that the judges use in Dread. Imagine Chief armed with one while running through High Charity in Halo 2. All right, Shane, you get us started off. You're laughing.
I got a fun one too.
The smart pistol from Titanfall.
You stole mine. I was gonna do that one.
You know what the smart pistol is, right?
I would love that
I
thing.
played Titanfall.
Connor, what you got?
Give me the BFG from Doom.
Oh no.
That's possible now.
Both of my answers have been stolen. Hold on.
You were going to say the BFG?
Yeah, that was my backup.
Were you going to say smart pistol?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man, we're truly sharing one brain cell here, gentlemen.
Just in this one
I mean,
moment.
I could just agree, but that's boring.
I mean, there's a few that I'm like surprised you haven't said off rip. I mean, I'll let you. No, go ahead. But I'll let you know. I'll say what I'm surprised you did.
I mean, like, I've played a lot of games.
Uh-huh.
And my brain always just like, I don't know, AK-47. I'm thinking, Austin, you go first.
Yeah, sure. I would absolutely love, as opposed to, I still want something from Titanfall. I just want the Titans.
You mean a mantis?
No, the Mantis is not the same.
No, it's not.
It's
no,
not
no,
the same.
no.
If I wanted Mantis stuff though, then I would want the mechs from Mech Assault. Just because the mechs in Mech Assault are ridiculous. Yes, James?
The portal gun? That's cool.
That's fun.
That's fun. Anything zombies. Wonder weapons.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, obviously.
That's a good idea.
I was gonna let you. I'm like, there's no way, but I'm like, think anything zombies.
Well, just because the sounds and animations are so satisfying to me, I will say the Wunderwaffe DG2.
Thank you.
Even though, like, it would fit right in. We already got the electric-based weapons.
Yeah,
okay.
shock rifle, baby.
Yeah.
I was going to say for another melee weapon, if you guys have played the new Doom at all, the sword from that game, that would be, I think that'd be
There's a lot of pictures
Yeah.
of Chief wielding that thing.
So people might say the shock rifle and the Wunderwaffe are, like, kind of similar, but no. This will be a power weapon that will one-shot anybody and chain.
Yeah, I like that. And it has to be close quarters, right? You can't just shoot it.
No, you can in Wunderwaffe, you can do whatever.
Really? You can go long
you can,
range.
It is
yeah.
ranged.
Do we,
Wow.
It goes on until it hits something.
Wow.
Do we want to take the World at War version just to nerf it a little bit?
Well, there's no Juggernog in Halo either.
You got shields.
Over shield.
Maybe that's how you balance it. It shorts out your shields.
So we had a question earlier from Lactation of Mercy. Now we have a question from Lactation of Truth. From this, in the same vein, I guess, what games would you want to see a Halo crossover in? Note that the franchises we've already seen a Halo crossover include things like Dead or Alive and
Fortnite.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six, Bomberman.
I mean, wasn't there like
Super Smash Brothers.
Brawlhalla has them.
Who cares about Brawlhalla?
It's a fun game.
I want to see him f up Mario, okay?
Isn't there like a Fallout armor set or something like that? Or something very
No,
or was that just
it's-
a concept?
It was. I think the armor you're talking about might just be a mod.
Backup is Mario Golf. Third backup is Mario Kart.
Just Mario.
I
We
mean,
could have a warthog. That'd be so fun.
I mean,
Forza.
I mean,
It's already in there.
No, that's what I said. He said.
Oh, I thought
said
you were
Forza has
okay.
it.
Yeah, but is it? Can you play as a little Mario in a cart going around Rainbow Road in Forza? No,
Not yet.
no, yeah,
that's true. but it's still completely different thing.
They could make the same layout.
yeah.
It's still a completely different thing.
What about you, Shane? What are you saying?
I mean, now that Microsoft owns Activision and all, like I wouldn't be surprised until we inevitably get like an overpriced Halo pack in the Call of Duty store.
Play as an elite. That'd be funny.
Now I would
That
buy
would be
that.
hilarious.
There's gonna be
I don't even
there's
care.
gonna be Halo content.
But
in
dude,
the
no.
store
Think
here
about
soon.
just think about what I just said. Imagine if
No,
they
I know.
had an elite
in Call of Duty
before
in
Infinite does.
Halo. Imagine
You get to play as an elite outside of Halo. That would be pain.
it's probably just gonna be like probably just like a skin and
And just imagine they just like ask for the Halo 2 anniversary elite skins and they just throw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I play COD, even though it makes me miserable. I still camo grind, but like I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a Halo pack sometime down the road, and
Yeah.
especially now that Microsoft owns Activision. So
Yeah.
I think seeing either Chief or any elite or brute in For Honor would be fun.
That would be interesting. I'm a simple man. I just want to see Master Chief in Mortal Kombat. I just think that would be.
That'd
They
be
got
fun.
the Arbiter and Killer Instinct.
I know, and it's so dumb. I would just.
I mean, like you just did that to me with Brawlhalla, so I had to do
True.
it to you.
But with Mortal Kombat, I would love that just because I would love to see what they would do with Chief's finishers. I would love that stuff. It'd be good.
That
Next question.
the finisher would be fun. That would be fun.
I would absolutely adore that.
The brutalities.
What question? are we on?
Brutality 6.
Oh boy.
Well, Maggot Yallin asks, if you had a metal band of Covenant, what would each species specialize in? I'm going to make this a group answer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
a
also,
lot.
I'm going to say real quick,
the brute would be the vocalist.
I actually they had a conversation about this. If you want to, because here's the thing, this is what they say. Because they had a conversation about this. I had to mark all of them as no, because I didn't want to accidentally read them. One person says brutes on the drums or brutes on vocals.
No. Brutes on vocals, yes, not on drums.
Hunters on drums, jackals as guitarists. The Sangheili on tambourine.
the hunters just have to walk to be on drums. They're just thumb.
They're just you'd have to get bigger drums.
The engineers with a violin.
Classy.
And then the engineer would be playing the piano, of course. Because
Okay. I'm going to lay this out. You guys put your input in. I already know the answer.
Okay.
Okay. Engineer on drums.
Okay.
Multiple tendrils, can do some insane beats.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Brute on vocals.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a death metal band, that is.
Yeah.
He'd just be like,
Well,
like, elite on bass and guitar.
Okay.
Because I don't think a jackal's hands could do that.
They only have 4 fingers. Is that a problem?
They're really long.
That's true.
I mean, a jackal can hold
I'll
a
give
shield,
it
though.
here. I'll give a jackal. I'll give a jackal the guitar, but elite on bass because of the long fingers.
Oh man, I could see an elite slapping some bass.
And then on keys, on the keys,
Keys.
we would
I
have.
got it.
Commander Keys.
That's where I was gonna put the jackal. So now I'm thrown off. But I you know what? I'll put a skirmisher on keys.
Okay.
And the grunts on triangle.
No, the grunt's not in the band. He is in the band. The grunts are all roadies.
No, hear me out. Give me a grunt and a mech suit.
Doing what?
Vocals?
No.
the grunt and goblin has the soundboard. So the Grunt Goblin's behind them as part of the set, and he's just mixing.
Yep.
Well, see, I was
DJ.
going to put, the thing is, manager and sound, I was going to put profits there. Because there's big brain.
Big brain.
And then, last but not least, Hunter is security for the band.
Now, where do the drones fit in this?
Light show.
Yes.
Lasers.
They're up in the rafters making sure all the, they're flying around all the lights and they're the ones moving them manually.
Now, what about the skimmers?
They don't count.
They're not Covenant.
They're not Covenant. Excellent. I will take that as the final answer.
Okay.
Next, this should be fast. Which is better at fighting, in your opinion, Jiralhane or Sangheili?
Oh my god.
Better at fighting,
Better
I'd
at
say
fighting.
saying Healy because they're smarter, more skilled, and more practiced.
If you're talking about brute strength, get it, brute strength and Jiralhane.
I would argue Jiralhane just because their tribes only exist out of conflict. They fight each other all the time. Sangheili,
Doesn't mean they're better at fighting.
well, no, but they do fight. Like the way that you get a new chieftain is another brute kills the chieftain.
Okay, but you could have let's say you have someone who's trained in MMA and then you have someone who just gets in fights all the time and probably has gotten their ass kicked a few times and then hasn't.
Well, that's not how this.
And you put them against each other.
I don't know if that's a good analogy because if you lose the fight, you die if you're a brute.
Yeah.
If you won the fight, you killed somebody. You want to fight to the death.
But I'm saying elite brain and training is better.
You guys are not going to come to an agreement on this.
No, we're not. This is a dumb debate
This
because
is
we're
going
not going
to
to
go on for hours.
I am biased towards the brutes, but I would love to see a slim down brute that does have some
There's no
speed.
such thing as
I'll put
Like I
a
said,
slim down brute
My-
that has some speed, that's pretty much an elite.
My final answer.
Except they're smarter.
My final answer is Arbiter needed help.
What are we talking about?
Tartarus.
Yeah, but Tartarus used a fucking gravity hammer.
They all have gravity hammers.
Okay, we're talking scrapping. I thought that's what we were talking
Okay,
about.
well, if they were scrapping, I'm still saying Tartarus because Tartarus took out Maccabeus like it was nothing.
Maccabeus.
If it's hand to hand combat, no weapons, I'm going brutes all the way.
That's a good point, actually. Okay, if we're doing... Well, Tartarus is not a fair example. That's not your average brute.
He's just a chieftain. He's just a chieftain.
But he's like the chieftain.
I mean, yeah, but are we talking the best?
if we're talking, if you take an elite miner with a sword and then, in whatever kit he might have, and a brute miner with whatever kit he might have.
Okay, well then sword wins. Unless they're Halo 2 brutes. If it's Halo 2 brutes, they lose every time.
But yeah, this is also a goofy debate because
Point being,
there's no definitive answer.
but we do have a definitive answer, at least that we can agree on. If it's the best versus the best, and they're both scrapping, brute wins just out of strength.
With no arms at all. I said with no arms at all in a fist fight.
Yeah.
No arms and a fist
Then
fight.
sure.
Yes.
Then I can sort of agree. I still think that the elite is smarter and could figure something out.
Sometimes all you need is brute strength.
Funny. Next up,
I'm here all night.
the lactation of stewardship asks, who do you think stands more on business? Artas Batum or Thelvadam?
Elvedon.
Wait, what was the first one?
Who do you think stands more on business? Artas Vadum or Thelvadam?
Thelvadam is the business.
So, Shipmaster or the Arbiter?
Arbiter.
Now, Shane, I take your advice.
I love my Artos, but the Arbiter, he is the business.
Looking back over at some of the questions we had when we went over his kill count.
I mean, here's the thing. Those
Wild.
weren't kills. I mean, those were kills he was like responsible for. It's not kills he
Yeah, he's
personally
standing
did.
on that business.
Yeah, he's standing
Right.
on that
Right.
count.
business.
No, I
is the
agree.
business.
It's Thelvadam.
That business
No,
is the ashes of
100%.
his victims.
I agree. I'm in agreement.
Glad you came around.
Lactation of Stewardship again asks, what is the worst weapon out of all the Halo games?
The worst weapon?
Out of all of them.
I want to say Halo 2 Magnum almost.
It's the Halo 2 Magnum.
Yeah,
Halo 2 Original Magnum. The anniversary one is slightly better.
It's pretty wild, actually, how good it is.
Yeah, I can't think of anything worse.
The only one that I can think of that might be close is the Halo 2 Needler.
Suppressor?
No, I don't think this.
What's
much.
Dude,
suppressor?
Halo 4 suppressor is ass.
It's not great.
It's not as bad as the other two.
But
that we've mentioned.
I was gonna say I'm taking that over the Halo 2.
What would you guys think about the Brute Plasma Rifle?
I mean, it overcharges really fast, but it also busts shields like it's nothing.
It melts shields a lot quicker.
The Halo 2 Needler takes actually forever to reach its target and to super combine the target. Even when you dual wield them, they're not good.
It is between that or the Magnum for Halo 2. I want to throw the Halo Infinite sniper up there, but I mean
That's just because aim is so
I was gonna say it's difficult
clap.
to I was gonna say if you learn how to use it, it is extremely good. So I mean I can't throw that up
The
there.
only
It's just
weapon in Halo
difficult to
Infinite
use.
that I can say is actually terrible is Commando. It feels weird. It doesn't feel right at
I
all.
disagree with that statement.
Which
There is another gun in Halo Infinite that I think is not very good.
The Ravager.
It's the Ravager.
That's because you just haven't figured out how to use it.
I hate this utility bullshit. Okay,
Well, no, here's the thing. It's a 2-burst kill if you hit 2 bursts on a guy directly.
the thing is the hit reg is so bad that never happens.
After playing over like the last month, I will say like they did buff it a little bit. It doesn't feel as bad.
You don't ever use the pooling thing unless you use it as an asset denial thing.
I used it when we played duos. I used it for asset denial. Like if there was an overshield or an ability, I'd charge it up and just launch it. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
you guys are not getting that.
Because the majority of the usage is basically you hit 1 burst, shield's broken, hit another burst, guy's dead. But you have to hit it perfect. So that's the hard part. Unless you use the other Ravager, the better version, which basically just turns all of the shots into an explosion, which is wild. But not nearly as fun as Halo 5 variants.
No.
Those are wild. Okay. Elvin asks, what do you guys believe is the canon difficulty in the Halo universe?
It's heroic.
Heroic.
That is
It's not a think. I'm pretty
That's
sure
just
it's
a
like
fact,
a
I'm
fact.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a matter of opinion. I'm pretty sure it's a fact, is it not?
It varies from game to game, but for the majority, it's heroic.
Okay.
Like Halo 2, I don't think it's heroic in Halo 2. I think it might be normal in Halo 2.
Because Halo 2 is insanely difficult
Yes.
regardless.
Yeah, thankfully, I don't think it's legendary for any of them. Although it might be legendary for ODST canonically, actually. Because of the fact you're just a dude.
You're just a guy. I mean, you're not just a guy, but I mean, you're not a Spartan. But yeah, that answers your question.
Yeah, 2 more to go. Or I guess 3 more to go based on this. Question for James and Shane. Can you convince Austin to play Titanfall 2 with me?
No.
It doesn't take much convincing. Just ask him.
He's asked him endlessly,
That was Vermin.
and he keeps saying no. I don't know why.
Why do you not
You
want to
just
play
knew.
Why do you not
Yeah,
want to play Titanfall
I don't know
2 with him?
why you won't play it with him.
I straight up.
Sounds like you really want to play Titanfall 2, and you found someone who will play it with you, and you're just like, no.
No, here's the problem. I barely have enough time to play with you guys. Have you noticed that I don't play as frequently?
I mean, at some, and this is me playing devil's advocate for the guy. I mean, at some point, if you have the itch back, just humor him for a night so he
I am
stops asking
100%
you.
going to do that.
Okay,
Because
there you go.
we did it.
I don't know what this is. So Lactation of Stewardship asks, why won't Fred join the Discord? I don't know who Fred is.
Who's Fred?
I don't know.
I think he's talking about how you're like, Fred is so cool, and now how you won't join the Discord.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm making things up.
I have no idea.
Okay, moving on. Perplexed Panic says, in Ghosts of Onyx, when Kurt goes back to his locker and chooses not to don his Mark IV armor, would him wearing they pointed at me and just let me take it. Would him wearing it have made a difference in him / more Spartan 3 surviving, or not so much? Because in the book, the injury that really took him out was the hunter slamming him with its shield. I think he would have died either way. I think that's the whole point. Kurt, he's supposed to die. That's the only way that I can put that. He's supposed to die.
Cannot change fate.
You cannot change fate. If you had a chance to change your fate, would you? Before we end today, ladies and gentlemen, I never acknowledged our patrons. Special shout out to our chieftain, Dark Salad 42, our Oni officers, Dick Hammerbush, It's Default 456, Mr. Shifter, our specialists, Kyle Hooley, Mo Maggot Yallin, our Hell Jumpers, Connor Clark, Lactating Milk MT, and Onyx Diablo, as well as the Lactation of Mercy and Tom Church. Marines as Brennan Pfeiffer, Eliza, and Lactating Gator and Vermin, and our cadets, Aussie ODST, Austin Taylor, Damian Groth, Dragon Eye, Drew Ledbetter, Hayden Hamilton, Jacob Adlam, Petty 104, Tyler Neal, Wraith, X3 Chien, and lastly, our civilian Ungoy Food Nipple. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening today. We hope you had a very happy holiday. We'll be back with you next year when we've changed entirely as people. Right, guys? You guys are okay. What are your New Year's resolutions?
Be better.
New year, new me.
Wow.
What's it matter what New Year's resolution I make? I know I'm not going to do it.
See, I took my notes from a guy that I knew named Guy. His New Year's resolution was always to never have one. He resolved to not have one.
I might be better for your mental health, honestly.
And so I've been having the same resolution. And let me tell you, I've met it every year.
I think genuinely mine is going to just be keep doing what I'm doing. That's probably going to be my best one.
I gotta say the same thing.
Keep doing what I'm doing.
What you're doing.
Yes.
Most New Year's resolutions are like, oh, go to the gym and
I'm like, I do that
Do this.
regardless now.
I already do all that.
Yeah. I save money. I'm in college. I'm in the gym 5 to 6 times a week. Like I can push for 7, but my body's probably not going to forgive it.
Do you save money? Do you live better?
Walmart. I knew exactly where I'm like, I think I save money. I'm like, do I need to check my bank account? Are you draining? Is JumperScape drinking?
Thank you so much for your donation, Shane.
Is JumperScape draining my bank account?
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. We're going to just cut it here. If you want to hang out with us, discord.gg/JumperScape. If you want to support us, patreon.com/JumperScape or ko.fi, otherwise known as coffee.com/JumperScape. Those are good ways to support us. Otherwise, we will see you next week when we talk about whatever it is we talk about. We haven't even figured out our year-long plan yet, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.